Yeah, good morning to all of you once again. And we were discussing very important concept in molecular inheritance, which is very useful for social purpose. That is DNA fingerprinting. As I said, this solves many criminal cases, and the police department, judiciary, and society at large are thankful to our biology. Judges are able to give judgment in one sitting, identify the criminal, and give the judgment. For police, it has become very easy to find out the culprit and with 100% accuracy catch the culprit, and then society is getting the benefit, because previously you must be reading in newspapers, you must be seeing in TV, a case is hanging on for decades and decades in the courts. But now this our biology has helped a lot. And what is the technique through which we are helping the judiciary and the police department? DNA profiling or DNA fingerprinting. As we said, we are taking the what we call VNTRs, okay, and those VNTRs which are called microsatellites. Based on that, we catch the criminal, isn't it? So we said satellite DNA is classified as microsatellites and mini satellites. And what we do, a DNA sequence which is randomly repeated in many copy numbers is called VNTRs. Other name is mini satellite. So there are two, Prasad, microsatellite and mini satellite. And VNTR belongs to mini satellites. And how do you do this? So in a person, copy number varies in each chromosome. So two alleles, one from mother, one from father, of a chromosome also contain different copy numbers of VNTR. And this is helping to solve not only criminal cases, even the paternity cases. Like for a person, for a boy or a girl, who is the biological father, who is the biological mother, can also be decided with accuracy based on this. So there are certain cases in the courts pending that someone is biological father, someone is biological mother, and the concerned person refuses to accept the child. But through this DNA fingerprinting, you can accurately find out who is the biological father, who is the biological mother. So he or she cannot escape from the responsibility. Okay? So VNTR is very specific from person to person. So that is the reason why this is 100% success. Though its size is very small. How much? 0.1 to 20 KB. Like all of you are using internet for the last 2 years. You are very familiar with KB, MB, GB, isn't it? So this is only just 20 KBs. And the 20 KB is enough for us. What we do? We do the polymorphism. Poly.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, who is this? Sandeep. Sandeep, you come back? Yeah, welcome Sandeep. Prasad, congratulate Sandeep. He got up now. No, I just joke, Sandeep. Come on. Okay?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So DNA fingerprinting has got some steps to be followed, and finally we can submit the analysis of this to the court or to the police department. What is that we have to do? We use a technique called Southern blotting technique. Okay? Southern blotting technique. So what is that Southern blotting technique consists of? First and foremost is isolation of DNA. And how to do it, the other day I told you. You just dissolve other substances, make only DNA to be present in the cell. That's enough. Okay? This is how we isolate. And from where we isolate this DNA? From the cell of a skin cell. it may be blood cell, it may be sweat, it may be semen, it may be saliva also, and of course bone, hairs, any one is enough for us from that spot of criminal activity, area of criminal activity, area of offense. Okay, that's enough for us. We extract the DNA, and then what we do, Kadkol? We ask Kadkol, whom do you suspect, Kadkol? So Kadkol will give list, 10 people list he will give, including Prasad name. Then what we do? We extract DNA from Prasad also and compare the VNTRs of the suspected list given by Kadkol with the DNA that is available to us in the spot or cells that are available in the crime scene or crime spot. And when we compare, we will come to know, and then we will decide that Prasad is a good boy. We will leave Prasad. What is a Prasad? Yeah, Rakesh. Endonuclease.
Is enzyme, sir?
Yeah, I told no, Rakesh. Any name ends with ASE is an enzyme. Restriction, because it is restricting itself to where? To specific parts, specific areas of DNA will be cut. Endo means inside, nuclease, nucleic acids, DNA. So the name itself says restriction endonuclease is an enzyme that cuts DNA at particular points. You got, remember nitrogenous base pairs? A, T, G, C. Suppose Rakesh wants the DNA portion to be cut at spot G. Exactly at spot G it cuts. That's the work of it. And from that point we will compare the 2 DNAs or say 10 DNAs. We will come to know. And this is what exactly what Rakesh tells is digestion of DNA. Look at that. We are breaking that. I'll expand that. Look at that. Rakesh, you are able to see between G and A, the zero mark means that spot is cut. You can see down, G is separated, other part is separated. That is the work of restriction endonuclease. You are able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the duty of restriction endonuclease. And look at that next one. At point A, it is cut below, second thread. You can see the formation of 2 pieces of DNA. C, T, T, A, one part, G alone another part. So, wherever you want, wherever Rakesh wants, the endonuclease, restriction endonuclease will cut it. Okay? Next, step number 3, separation of DNA fragments. Now, once we get the small pieces of DNA, what we do? We separate them. Why? So that we will come to know what is the sequence of nitrogenous bases in that. And how to do that? By a process called gel electrophoresis. So, separation of DNA fragments is done by gel electrophoresis. So, treat the DNA fragments with alkaline solution like sodium hydroxide. What for? To denature DNA bonds in the gel, means liquid medium, into single strands. Look at that. We are making it using the gel. So, basically this machine contains anode and cathode, plus and minus charges, and electricity is supplied. So, a mixture of DNA molecules of different sizes we are putting, but as these DNA fragments travel from cathode to anode, you can see the presence of or separation of longer DNA molecules from shorter DNA molecules. And the medium is gel, liquid medium. Okay? And then what we do? We have to transfer them. These are physically available. Now what we have to do? We have to transfer them. Like many times you put signature on a paper physically. Then we put e-signature. we make a e-signature of yours, isn't it? Like that, we are converting this sequence of DNA threads into eDNA. So transferring of DNA fragments to synthetic membranes. What is that synthetic membrane? Nitrocellulose or nylon. How to do it? Look at that. So you got just like book binds, one above the other, nitrocellulose membranes. Now we are placing those now through electrophoresis. You're getting into Southern transfer, and now by using this nitrocellulose membrane, we are transferring those DNA images into the sheets. Okay. And next step is Southern blotting technique. What we are doing, once it is transferred, we are using radioactive isotopes. See, this is called hybridization, step number 5. Using radioactive labeled VNTR probe. So we are making radioactive substances there. So place the nitrocellulose filter paper in a solution of radioactive labeled single-stranded DNA probe. DNA probe binds with the complementary sequences of the DNA fragment on the membrane to form a hybridized DNA. So this is what is done here. Look at that. So radioactive VNTR probe is placed. Now it is washed thoroughly. Then we are getting VNTR probe hybridized to DNA fragments. Now we compare this. Okay. In the next step, what we do is, this hybridized DNA is transferred to or exposed to X-ray film, so that it is easy for us to compare in the form of a X-ray film. Now see the VNTR pattern, how many long bands, how many short bands, like this. Like this, we have got how many chromosomes? 46 chromosomes, isn't it? 23 pairs. So we can take this X-ray film for all the chromosomes. Or if we are lucky, we can get this criminal fixed just by comparing 2-3 chromosomes only. Like we will be studying in future, see, we are going to talk about that. Detection of hybridized DNA by autoradiography. That is, autoradiography is transfer of the into X-ray film. So hybridized DNA is photographed on to an X-ray film. This is what we do. So the autoradiogram gives an image in the form of dark and light bands. It is called DNA fingerprint. So what is that we are doing? We are converting that sequence of VNTRs into a light and dark bands by following 5 steps. And finally we get a X-ray film. Just like how in civil hospitals and other hospitals we are getting, no? Like that. And now what we are doing? Comparison. Look at that. So DNA fingerprint differs in everyone except in identical twins. In identical twins only, Prasad, will have a problem. We may not be able to detect. The sensitivity of the technique can be increased by use of PCR. Therefore, DNA from a single cell is enough for DNA fingerprinting. So we can, what do you mean by PCR? Polymerase chain reaction. Already we talked about it during translation, right? Here we are going to increase the numbers. That is what we call polymerase. Now, for this, what is required? One small probe is required. Primer. See, DNA sample, okay, and primers, nucleotides, PCR tube, mix buffer, and there is a need for presence of one more enzyme, Sandeep. It's called Tuck polymerase, TAQ, Tuck polymerase. Yeah, this will make the PCR function to do. Look at that. For example, I want you to focus on third and fourth diagram. Arrow marks are there. New strand synthesis. So basically, the PCR process, you may recollect, takes place in 3 steps. First is denaturing at 95 degrees centigrade. The nitrogen bases will become denatured so that the bonds are broken and strands get separated. DNA 2 threads get separated. Then annealing. Annealing is primers bind to template. Now primers are small DNA segments. So those get attached to DNA fragments in both the directions. In both, yes, 5 prime to 3 prime. Annealing can be in both the directions. And then extension. This is PCR. Polymerase chain reaction. So you are making them, the primer quantity or quality, to be doubled or tripled. Okay, and then we go for the comparison of this between the DNA of the criminal and DNA of the suspect, isn't it? So at a glance, what is that we are doing in DNA fingerprinting? First one is isolation of DNA by using different enzymes. So dissolve the RNA, dissolve the proteins, dissolve the cell wall, dissolve the plasma membrane, dissolve the carbohydrates, dissolve the proteins, left out is DNA. Then break the DNA using our Rakesh Mohanty's favorite, an enzyme called restriction endonuclease. Then separation of DNA fragments by a process called gel electrophoresis. Transfer those DNA fragments to synthetic membrane like nylon sheets. Then go for hybridization using radioactive labeled VNTR probe. And then if possible, you are not sure, you want to enhance this, go for PCR of the VNTRs. Then detection of hybridized DNA by autoradiography, means transfer this data into a X-ray sheet. And when we see the final X-ray sheet, Kadakol, look at that, the X-ray sheet will be like this, with light bands and dark bands. The DNA sequences will be in the form of light bands and dark bands. So again, in the form of picture, step number 1, DNA sample in the form of blood drop, sweat drop, 1 cell of skin, 1 cell of hair, 1 cell of nail, anything that is available in the crime scene. Isolate the DNA, break the DNA, right? Then use gel electrophoresis and separate them into long and short. Transfer them into nylon sheets. Then go for the hybridization with the help of a probe and transfer this to a X-ray sheet. And in the X-ray sheet, finally when you see, you get dark bands and light bands. Now this is from DNA available at the crime place, okay, where the crime has taken place there. Now you compare, you follow the same method and find out the DNA pattern in the suspected fellows. That work will be done by the police department, isn't it? They will go for inquiry, and based on the evidences that are available from the area, from the local people, they arrest some people based on suspicion. And then take their DNA and make an X-ray. Compare this X-ray sheet with that of the suspected people. Now I will show you that also. Let me down. Yes. Before I go for the applications, now look at that. One more. This is the parental one. Yes. You can see the pattern. Yes. See the V and T's taken repeated once. Yeah. There are three individuals, A, B, C. Now compare this. Can we fix the culprit?
Yes, sir.
Can we fix the culprit?
Yes, sir.
Compare C and B. Compare C and A.
Both are same, sir.
Which one?
B and C are same.
B and so Rakesh Mohanty is caught and bowled. Yes, Rakesh?
Yes, sir.
Rakesh Mohanty is caught and bowled. So this is how Rakesh Mohanty, being biology student, helping the society. I hope you understood. Now here A and B, let us say they are suspected people. The police department suspects these two, and the DNA that is available from the spot is C. So we compare that with the suspected people. Let the suspected people, let it be 100 people, no issue for us. We proceed with the same process, DNA fingerprinting, and compare. Yeah, we can compare. But manually difficult, Sandeep. Manually we can't do. It will take a lot of time. That's why we take the help of machines and technology. Quick it is. Like the moment the DNA, in the scene of crime, the moment we get blood sample or semen sample, sweat sample, we send it to CCMB, Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology, Hyderabad. And the police department will collect blood from the suspected people, send the samples to CCMB, Hyderabad. And they will do this analysis and send to the honorable judge all the data. And it is easy for judge, now, based on this evidence, to fix the culprit. So thanks to our biology, Sandeep, this is how we are helping the police department and the judiciary. Okay? And he is giving one more example wherein paternity issue is there. Okay? Solving the paternals. Now, for example, you must have heard one story some time back. There was a governor of Andhra Pradesh, one N.D. Tiwari. He was ex-chief minister of United Uttar Pradesh, and he was central minister during Congress tenure on N.D. Tiwari. Suddenly, one lady filed a case in the Honorable Supreme Court, saying that his son is the biological son of Governor of Andhra Pradesh by name N.D. Tiwari. And usually, you know what happens initially? They think that even newspapers, media, they thought that Ujjwala Sharma, the lady who put this, everybody thought that she wants to blackmail the politician, Governor of Andhra Pradesh. And he has got lot of properties. Sometimes for property sake also so many people will go to the court, no? So they thought like that. And then case went on and there were arguments and counter arguments. Finally, the Honorable Supreme Court said, why all this? Go for the DNA. But then initially the governor refused to give his blood. But when the court said you have to give, finally he bent down and gave the blood, and DNA fingerprinting is done. They collected cells from that boy, and they collected blood samples from the governor of Andhra Pradesh, compared both, and this is what happened. Okay, the sequence is ready. Yeah, and then finally he has to accept that boy is his son. So biological father is decided.
In films also they use.
In films also, not many films they are doing, no? Here the same thing he is giving. See, solving paternity using DNA fingerprint here. Person 1 is likely to be the father of the child. Now see, mother's DNA, because child is getting 23 chromosomes from mother, maternal, 23 chromosomes from father, paternal, isn't it? So when the child's DNA is analyzed, you see under child's DNA, two bands are there: maternal, mother side, and father side. Now the father side, you see the pattern. Compare child's DNA with the father's DNA. There are three: father 1, father 2, father 3. Who is the real biological father of the child? Now look at the bands pattern, VNTR pattern. So it is obvious that first fellow is the biological father of the child.
But some strips of the second and third also match.
Look at that, carefully observe. Carefully observe.
Many, sir, but some.
It has to be total. Within the chromosome, VNTRs must be same. It is not partially. And you see, what is the difference? We said it is only 20 kb. In that again, difference is there, means error. Error in the judgment, Sandeep. It has to be total. Okay? This is how even biologically we can fix paternity. And similar is the case, see here, paternal, maternal, and he has taken only 3 chromosomes: 7th chromosome, 2nd chromosome, 16th chromosome. Okay? So DNA from individual A, DNA from individual B. So amplified repeats, that's what PCR, separated by size on a gel electrophoresis. And look at that: chromosome 16, chromosome 2, chromosome 7, and chromosome 1. Number of short tandem repeats, VNTRs. So this is available in the crime scene, and compare that with the suspected fellows, C, A, B, right? So this is how our biology is able to solve many problems. So these are coming under applications of DNA. So forensic tool to solve paternity, who is mother, who is father biologically, rape cases, murder cases, and then for the diagnosis of genetic diseases, we can identify which gene is missing, which gene is defective, and why a person is getting particular disease. And to determine phylogenetic status of the animals, evolution also we can study by comparing the phylogeny, to determine population and genetic diversities. Forensic, okay, same thing I think for the diagnosis, status, population and genetic diversity. Okay, same thing, repetition. So this is how the DNA is helping. So the major steps that you must remember is 5 steps. First is extraction of DNA, fragmentation of DNA, and then fragmented DNAs are passed through a process called electrophoresis. The separated fragments can be visualized by staining with a dye. Then double-stranded DNA is split into single-strand DNA using alkaline chemicals, we said NaOH. Separated DNA sequences are transferred from gel into a nylon membrane, and a nylon sheet is then immersed in a bath where probes or markers with radioactive isotopes, okay, known as known sequences, are added. So this all these steps we talk under a process or a method called Southern blotting. And X-ray film is exposed to nylon sheet, gives dark bands at the probe sites. The hybridized fragments are detected by a method called autoradiography, and thus we are able to compare these X-ray sheets of the suspected people and the DNA that is available in the form of, as I said, skin cell, hair cell, nail cell, blood stain, semen, sweat, anything. One thing is enough for us, and we are able to solve all the cases. Criminal cases we are able to solve with this, rape cases we are able to solve, Paternity cases we are able to solve. Okay, and as we said, we can understand the evolutionary pattern also. Which animal has come first? Which animal? Is there any genetic improvements in having this analysis? Okay, so thus DNA fingerprinting is helping us a lot. And what is important in this? VNTR. Don't forget that. Variable number of tandem repeats. Is it okay? So with this, I think we are completing the entire syllabus, except I know Sandeep reminds me often. One small topic is pending, Sandeep. What is that, Sandeep? In genetics chapter?
Degrees.
Yeah, pedigree. That I will take up tomorrow. Yeah, pedigree analysis will take up tomorrow, right? Until then, keep practicing the MCQs and I will post this video in our group. Take care. Bye.